Okay, we should be live. So I don't see it though. Like I can. So like yeah. Hey dog, you check and see if we live? Sorry, I can't check it. Hello? Good dog. It's like I can for the inconvenience. I don't know, my phone tripping. Salaki Akim. How we just gonna get started? Shalom. I'm gonna start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakwadash. I want to give divine honor to the apostles and the elders, great millstone taught us, and me this 100% truth taught us in the Hakim. Taught all of this 100% truth according to the spirits of be Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word through the four corners of earth in truth and sincerity. To Yahweh say Shalom. And once again, I want to say call Allah Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Bahashem Hakwadash for giving us his understanding that we edify and feed you lamb and sheep, man. So as you see, once again on a Sunday, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashma Shai. As you see, you have the brother on the other end, the brother Gadal. And we're going to be going into through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashma Shai. We're going to be going to how retribution for Israel is coming, right? Retribution for Israel is coming. And what is retribution? Because ultimately, retribution means to pay back, you know, and we're going to get that because you go into that word, read back, tribution or tribute, reward to somebody. So to pay back. So we're in a time where the Lord is going to visit this earth. And with him visiting this earth, what is he going to do? We know that the Lord is going to pay back the heathen for all the atrocities that they've done to the nation of Israel. You know, all the hell that he's brought upon his people. These heathen nations got to pay for that. Even the Lord, he's even paying retribution for the 2/3 of the nation Israel too, because even though them niggas are fucking bugged out right now, they're fucking through, they're still part of the nation Israel. And the Lord is still gonna pay back what the heathen did unto them, you know. So nevertheless, I hope it's live. We're gonna get started here. Let me see. Share screen. All right, we're gonna get this word retribution in the etymology. We're gonna start right there. Is that word retribution in the etymology online. It says late 14th century retribution. It says repayment from Old French retribution, retribution, and directly from the Latin retribution. Right, when you go up, that says recompense, repayment, repayment, you know, hand back, repay. You see, and that's what it means. Retribution means repay, right? So I want to get this real quick because when Yahweh Shah returns, that's what he's going to do. The scripture said, right? Revelation 6:22. Let me see. Right here. You got Revelation chapter 22, verse 12. It says, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according to his work shall be. Right? So when the Lord returns, he's gonna pay back tribute, you know. He's gonna give everybody a reward according to the works. And when you get that word reward, right? This is Strong's G 3408, and it's mistos, and it means dues paid for work. But when you go down to this part right here, it says not this part right here. It says in both senses, rewards and punishments. So the Lord is coming back to give out the reward. The Lord is coming back to give out a reward unto the nations, you know, for their atrocities, for all the evil that they've brought upon the nation of Israel, beginning with the Lord's elect, you know, ultimately beginning with Yahushua, you see, because you got to remember that they pierced Yahushua, you know. So the Lord is going to pay them, they're going to be paid back for that shit. There's a reward for that, you know. So as a matter of fact, speaking of that, let's go to the Second Thessalonians, right? That out the Lord says Second Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6, it says, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Lord, the Most High Yahweh Bashma Shai, to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. You see, recompense tribulation. Is not recompense one of the words they use for that definition of retribution? It is recompense, repay. So the Lord is going to repay those that trouble the nation of Israel, right? And who has troubled the nation of Israel? We all know these different as a matter of fact, right here, you go straight to it. It's Revelation 11, right? Revelation 11, and you could start at we start right here, Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And this great city is referring to Babylon, the great America. And these dead bodies is representation of Israelites that are without the understanding of their Lord, their power. Like it's to say, he that wandered out of the congregation of the Lord is in the congregation of the dead, right? And it says spiritual Sodom and Egypt because this certain great city will be practicing those same type of aspects, Sodom and Egypt, because Egypt going to rebellion or and bondage, and Sodom going into sodomy. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with the same thing, all types of abominable things, man. Right? And you keep going, verse 9, it says, and they of the people and kindreds of tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies, right? The other nations 3 days and a half. So they see in our dead bodies 3 days and a half. That's that time period from 1619 to late 1960s, early 1970s, which is going to that time period where we pretty much we will be discontinued from our heritage. That's what's going to be happening within that time period. We're going to be going to captivity, right? Slakia, verse 10, it says, and they that dwell upon earth shall rejoice over them, the mother kindred tongues of nations shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall send gifts, right? And Slakia, my bad, going back to verse 9, it says, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. What does that mean? It means that these nations, instead of telling us while we was in a destroyed state, they took advantage of it. You see, they didn't look at us and be like, damn, let's let them know them the sons of God. Let's go submit unto them. No, they was like, this is the perfect opportunity to get the upper hand on these people. And that chiefly started with Esau. Because you read about that in Psalms 83. You know, it started with Esau. And that's the nigga that's in rulership right now. He what? He's taking advantage of the aspect of the sons of God going off, you know, as you read about that in I think it's Zephaniah 1, which we could pull that real quick. I think it's Zephaniah or Zechariah. As long as I don't put that forward, affliction. Hopefully it pops up with this. Spelled it wrong. Sword is please. I hate when it does this. I'm just put sword. It's gonna pop up so many. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know why it's not popping up. Let me see.
What you trying to look for?
I'm looking for the Lord was sore displeased with the heathen because they have forward our affliction.
Okay.
Just please. I guess I spelled it wrong.
Yeah, it's 1 to
Like how
15.
to.
Zechariah 1 to 15.
Okay, it's Zechariah. Okay, I didn't know if it's Zechariah or Zephaniah. All right. So let's pull that real quick. Zechariah. Pull Zechariah. So like yeah. What it's Zechariah 1 and 15, right? It says, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they help for the affliction. So going back to that Revelation 11, right, when it reads that they didn't suffer their bodies to be put in graves, it means that they took advantage of our downfall. You see, in verse 9, they took advantage of it. And it said what the Lord did, he was displeased with that because they helped for the affliction, right? Even verse 10 it says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall sing gifts to one another because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. And those two prophets referring to the northern and the southern kingdom, you know. And yeah, when we was in a during the time of David, they getting flashbacks and shit during the time of David and whatnot. These leaders of how what I'm saying, especially Esau, because it even says that David had garrisons in Edom, but nevertheless, these heathen nations have played a part in picking at what I'm saying, licking the sores of us, licking the sores of the nation of Israel, picking at us, they played a part in afflicting us, chiefly beginning with Esau, because Esau is the one that's currently in rulership, Job 9 and 24, and Psalms 82 tells you that, about that assembly of nations that will come together and make a agreement to make sure Israel's not in remembrance. So these heathen have all played a part in bringing hell, what I'm saying, bringing affliction, oppression upon us, right? But guess what? Little did they know, especially Esau, that the Lord killed two birds with one stone, because this was all a part of the Lord punishing the nation of Israel. But at the same time, he's going to get you niggas for touching the apple of his eye, man. So I'm going to pull that real quick. Because that's why we read the Second Thessalonians 1 and 6. Is it not a righteous thing with the Lord to recompense tribulation, pay back, repay tribulation to those that trouble the nation of Israel? You see? Those that trouble the nation of Israel, the Lord's going to pay them back for troubling the nation of Israel. Right? So let me get this. Let me see. Apple, apple of eye. And this is the beautiful thing, man. This is part of the patience. This is part of the faith and the patience of the saints, right? Yeah, this is Zechariah chapter 2, verse 8. It says, For thus said the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Lord of hosts. After the glory, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, for he that toucheth the for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. You see? So he that touches the you, which is what the nation of Israel, that's equivalent to you touching the Lord. Yes, we went off, we fucked up, but guess what? We still the Lord's possession. We still the Lord's possession. Yeah, we went off, we fucked up, we did, particular things. The Lord casted us away, he divorced us, and he had the nations overcome us for a period of time due to our disobedience. But with that, he's like, all right, now these nations, but also too, he puts a spirit on these nations, especially Esau. He puts a spirit on Esau to go too far, you see? Because all these nations gotta pay. Every nation has as a matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it, right? I'm gonna pull it. Who has not gotten of her spoil? Who has not gotten of her spoil? Of her spoil. It's in the apocrypha somewhere.
Uh, it's Maccabees.
I'm about
First
to find it.
Maccabees 2 and 10.
Fine, I'm at the water. I just found it too. The water. This is sharing this. I'm gonna share the screen. It says this is First Maccabees chapter 2 verse 10. What nation has not had part of her kingdom in gotten of her spoils? So all you motherfuckers, all of you played a part in spoiling the nation Israel. But Esau went the furthest. Esau went far with it, man. This nigga went above and beyond. And there's a reason for that because we know Esau is prophesied to not have mercy, and he didn't show mercy, therefore he's not going to receive mercy. All the other heathen nations had a form of mercy in certain aspects through different kings. Esau didn't have mercy on us, man. So you see, so you touching the apple of the Lord's eye. If somebody touch your woman, he gonna jack their ass up. You see, and the Lord, he wasn't with that shit. He wasn't with the heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? Coming up against his people. He wasn't with that. Now, of course, we know it was all about prophecy. It had to play out. We had to undergo certain things because of our disobedience. But like I mentioned earlier, the Lord killed two birds with one stone. He punished us, but then he said, now I'm going to punish them niggas for touching you. Is what it is. And that's what we look forward to, man. That's where our hope lies. Our hope is aligned with the Lord repaying back the nation, right? As a matter of fact, let me get that. I know it's in Revelation. Avenge. Let me see. Avenge her on you.
Hmm.
I spelled that stuff wrong. Oh, I did. Let's go. This is Revelation 18. I knew it was 18. This is Revelation 18 and 20. It says, rejoice over her. As a matter of fact, let me pull it down. This is Revelation 18, right? Let me see. Yeah, this is Revelation 18 and verse 20. It says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles, prophets, for the Lord Yahweh Bashmashai hath avenged you on her, right? The Lord has avenged her. You see, and this is what we're waiting for. This is what we're looking forward to. This is a promise from the Lord. The Lord said that He's going to jack these nations up for getting of our spoils, for spoiling the nation of Israel. He said that, right? Keep going in verse 21. It says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea representing the people, the nations. And ultimately, that great millstone is talking about the nuclear missiles, you see. Thus with violence should the great city Babylon be thrown down, and it should be found no more. You see? So this is what we're looking forward to, right? And now we jump down to verse 24. And in her was found the blood of the prophets and of the saints and slaughter, and of all them that were slain upon the earth. You see? So and did not the Lord say that the blood of his prophets is precious? The blood of his saints is precious. And you gotta think about it. This is not just the blood of just any ordinary Israelites. He
Shit.
has the blood of the first spirit ever created, Yahushua, and the blood of the first spirits created after him, the Allahim, the 144,000. You see, and then going down the line, going down the hierarchy, he has the blood of the right of the Lord's possession. You see, he has the blood of the Lord's possession. Let me see if this is a scripture. I thought it said it in a chapter. Pretty much. This is the faith and the patience of the saints.
I think that's Psalms. I think.
It's one in Revelation. Faith.
Oh, okay. I'm tripping. Not Psalms.
I don't even know how to spell patience right. Hopefully I spelled it right.
It's all right. I'm looking. Uh, Dang it.
It's a lot, guys. I'm trying to find this because I know it's one in Revelation. I think it's Revelation 14. Let me see.
Yeah, it's 14:12.
Okay, that's how I think. I know it's one in Revelation. I think it's in Revelation 14. In Revelation 14 and verse 12, it says, right? So when you read up, right, it speaks, right? Keep going up. And when you read Revelation 14, this is going to the judgment for those that take the sea hip, that bow down to the image of the beast, right? Because that's why you read in verse 10, it says, Revelation 14 and 10, the same shall drink of the wine. I'm going to start at 9. Revelation 14 and 9. The third angel followed him, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, right? So if you indulge in this system as far as completely submitting to the system and getting that digital all, which is known as the MOTB, the C hip, which is not spiritual, right? It's physical. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Lord, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, which indignation means righteous anger, and he shall be tormented with a fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And this is the judgment that's going to befall those that submit unto this devil's system. Because you gotta get it, you gotta see, right? And we're going into how the Lord's going to repay, he's going to pay back the heathen nations. When you read Revelation 18, right? My bad, Micah 2 and 10. When you read Micah 2 and 10, Micah 2 and 10 said, arise and depart, so this place shall destroy thee, even with a sword destruction. You see, so you need to try to separate yourself from the company and the conduct of this world, because if you don't, you're playing a part in being an enemy unto the Lord's nation and his people. You see, yes, the Lord, he's gonna be in retribution for the nation of Israel, and 2/3, they're gonna get retribution too. They're gonna get the Lord gonna repay back the heathens for what they did unto the 2/3. But since the heathens, my bad, it's like not the heathens, since the 2/3, since they are in the mindset of the heathen, they're gonna play a part in that judgment. But they're gonna be in the kingdom of heaven, what being in a position to for the Lord being in a position where the Lord's allowing them to pay back the heathen nation through that 1,000 years. You know what I'm saying? That 1,000 years, when the 2/3 come after the loins of the elect, they're gonna be getting it. They're gonna be going in on Esau, paying them back. That's why when you read in Psalms, I think it's 147, it speaks about happy is he that shall dash thy little ones against the stone. That's gonna be in the kingdom of heaven, and it ain't gonna just be the elect doing it. The whole nation gonna be doing it. It's gonna be the whole nation paying back this nigga for what he did to us. You know, this is part of the Lord's retribution, but it's going to begin when Yahweh shall returning. That's going to be begin. He's going to return. He's going to jack these nations up. You know, for all the bullshit and stuff they did unto the nation. And since you niggas, you 2/3 nation Israel, since y'all want to be aligned with this nigga, the Lord's like, nigga, y'all get smoked, pretty much, right? So verse 11, it says, yeah, verse 11 says, and the smoke of her torment ascended up forever and ever, which just means for a long period of time. you know, and they have no rest day or night, nor night. And even when you think about it, her smoke is tended up forever and ever. It's going to be smoking for a long period of time. But even in the mind, what's gonna make it an everlasting smoking, or it's gonna be forever, is the fact that it's gonna be a memorial. Everybody gonna think upon what happened to Babylon the Great when it got destroyed for its disobedience, rebellion against the Lord. And they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, who shall receive his mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Yet here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Lord in the faith of Yahweh Shai. This is what they're looking forward to. This whore getting judged. And any nigga that wants to be aligned with this whore can get judged too. But that's what the patience and the saints is. We looking forward to the Lord judging these niggas, man. That's what we looking forward to. Lord want to be those men. Looking forward to the Lord coming back and repaying the devil for all the atrocities that done unto the nation of Israel. You see? As a matter of fact, do you have if you had anything to dog, let me know.
Yeah, I do.
This is Joel 3, right? Joel 3. And we could read one. This is in the NOT. It says the nations will be judged. That's the title of it. The nations will be judged. And it's going to explain why the nations are going to be judged. It says, for behold, this is in the NOT too. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity. This is NOT?
No, that's KGV.
Yeah, it is. There we go. This is NLT. Judgment against enemy nations. Same thing. It says, at that time of those events, say the Lord, when I will restore the prosperity of Judah and Jerusalem. So we're going what? The Lord's gonna pretty much bring us back. You know, He's gonna restore us. We're not gonna be slaves. He's gonna bring, like I said in the verse, bring our captivity. Right? So He's gonna turn away the captivity. And that's process when the Lord's doing this, He's bringing us back. And He's began with receiving His word. That's part of Him turning away the captivity is receiving His word, so we can be back joined with the Father through Yahweh Shah. Verse 2, I will gather the enemies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yahweh Shaphat, which means Yahweh judgment. Yahweh Shaphat means Yahweh judgment. And in the valley of Jehoshaphat, that's in the Middle East. You see, it says there will I judge them for harming my people, my special possession, for scattering my people among the nations and dividing up my land. You see, it says he's gonna gather the armies of the world into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh's judgment. Jehoshaphat is in the Middle East. He says what he's going to do to them. There I would judge them for what? Harming my people, my special possession, for scattering my people among the nations and dividing up my land. You see? So he's going to pay back these nations for doing those particular things, harming his people, his special possession.
Mm-hmm.
You see? It's like, it's crazy because these heathen nations, it's like they getting hit with a double whammy because the Lord going to judge their ass for harming His people, right? The whole nation, and then the Lord, his wrath is just more is just more filled to His wrath. The fact that he's gonna judge you niggas for jacking up His prophets because he said, "Do my prophets no harm." You see, so you jacked up the prophets and the whole nation. So Lord's like, you did too. Y'all niggas doing too much, pretty much. So Lord's like he got an answer for that. He got a reward for that type of behavior. That's what we looking forward to. That's what we just read in Revelation 14. He gonna judge you niggas. He gonna judge you heathen nations. And that's why the Lord gonna judge you niggas too, because y'all don't see the Lord and give. Of course, we know scripture say He has given the spirit of slumber. You know what I'm saying, to be given over to vile things. Y'all don't see that. Y'all don't see these niggas are your enemies. Y'all don't see that these niggas is the reason that you in a fucked up state. Now, of course, we know it stems from our disobedience, but what? These nations took advantage of our disobedience. We were being disobedient, and they what? Capitalized and picked at our swords, took advantage. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
tell us it was right. They said you a nigga, you Afro Latin, you African American, you Afro American, whatever. All these different bywords, and this is also stemming from the Lord making good work of His word. He said that if we be disobedient, these was going to come upon us. But He said also when we return, the blessings was going to come. All right, now we returning, and now we finna enter into those blessings. And speaking of that, let's get that Deuteronomy 30, right? You go to Deuteronomy 30 and 7. It says that it's in the NLT, KJV. This Deuteronomy 30 and 7 says, and the Lord thy power, right, will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. You see, right? And even when you read up a little bit, it says that, and the Lord thy power will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed to love the Lord thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul thou mayest live. Right? So when we come into that state where our hearts are circumcised to love him, that's us receiving a new bodies, a new covenant, after that, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses that we've underwent, they're gonna go into the heathen nations. Why? It says, and the Lord put all these curses upon thy enemies, because they were our enemies, they're our adversaries, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So anybody that played a part in persecuting the nation of Israel, these curses are coming upon your ass, man. This is part of that retribution. This is part of the Lord repaying them tribute. This is the tribute that He's going to give these heathen nations. The curses, judgment, His wrath. They're going to get a taste of the Lord's wrath. This is all for what? For the controversy of Zion. This is all for the things that they've done unto the nation of Israel, right? So jumping to Isaiah 34, right? We're going to start at the top. This Isaiah 34 and 1. It says, come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear and all that are in, and all that is therein, the world and all these things that come forth of it, right? For the indignation of the Lord, righteous anger of the Lord Yahweh is upon all the nations, and His fury is upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He had delivered them to the slaughter. You see? So this is the message. Because when we go out there and proclaim His word unto the nation, it's like when we go out there and publish the word, we're publishing it and everybody's hearing it. Even the heathen nations are hearing it because the heathen nations got to hear their judgment for of the atrocities they done unto the nation of Israel. And the nation of Israel got to hear is what? the they got to hear their they got to hear the correction to come back to the obedience of the scripture because the elect is scattered amongst the heathen nations too. That's nothing. The elect is scattered and look like unto certain particular heathen. Those are the speckled bird, but they be of the elect. You see, and then we got to tell the heathen ain't judgment. Nigga, y'all gonna get jacked up for the shit y'all doing to us. Y'all ain't just gonna ride off into the sunset. Oh, we fucked to the nation of Israel. Oh, just have mercy on us, Israel. You know, when we get in power, that's why you have certain aspects where Esau, you have certain things pop up where they will ask particular Edomites and be like, you know, why don't y'all want black people in power? Or, you know, Judah in power, in a power seat. And they kind of, you know, they don't want that to happen because they understand that when Judah get in the power seat, Judah gonna pay them back for what the fuck they did.
Mm.
You know, even you even see that aspect where it was a time ago when you know if any brothers that watch the RDC world, you know them Jakes, them brothers, they funny. You know they funny, but they it was a skit they made. It was back probably like 3 years ago, probably or four. It was some time. It wasn't too long ago, but it was probably like 3 years ago. It was talking about this was going to happen, and it was going to be the sun was going to be darkened, and or something, some bullshit philosophy, and they pretty much said how pretty much black people is going to receive power. You see, black people's gonna receive power, and they made a skit about it. And they made a skit, and they had the goofy name, nigga named Faux Flat, all the different goofy names. But they had powers, and they did a skit, and they was supposed to be on the news and stuff like that. And pretty much the dude asked him, saying like, "What y'all gonna do with the power?" And they was like, we just gonna. In other words, he kind of said like, we just gonna repay them back for what they did to us in slavery. But he didn't just say straight slavery. He just said we're gonna. He said it. I can't remember exactly how he worded it, but he said like what happened. You know what I'm saying? In the 1619, the 1619, in that period, that 350 years. If you say what happened in that 350 years, we just gonna answer that back. What do you mean by that? He mean that they was gonna repay who for the niggas that put us in slavery. They was gonna repay them, and that was highly spiritual. What he said, that was the Lord putting the spirit on him to say that particular thing because that's what's gonna happen when the sons of God come back into power. We're gonna repay the heathen for all the atrocities they done unto us. That's what's the point of that 1,000 years. That 1,000 years is us repaying the heathen and putting them niggas back in a spot. Let them niggas know we the rulers. You know, teaching them the ways, teaching them how to pretty much teaching them how to live properly because these heathens need guidance. They need the men. They need the nation of Israel to be leading because the nation Israel is created to lead them. They're not the Lord. So Yahweh Shai, what? You ask of me, and I should give to the heathen for thine inheritance. See, the heathen is part of the inheritance of the nation Israel. But the beginning of that retribution is going to be it's going to begin when Yahweh Shai returns and he jacks up Esau. That's going to be the beginning of the retribution because it's just going to get more intensified after that. After the Lord returns and he gathers them in the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat, and he brings out his judgment on them. That's not going to be it. Okay, the Lord done. The nations are good now. They've been repaid. Nah, they got a lot to pay for it, and that's going to take over a length of time. It ain't just going to be that and boom. No, after the Lord do that, what's going to happen? It's then the curse is going to come upon your ass. The curse is going to be upon your ass. You know, you're going to be in captivity under us. And what you think we're going to be doing to you when you in captivity unto us? It ain't going to be no, oh, y'all got breaks. Nah, nigga, fuck your break. You ain't gonna have no damn break, nigga. We gonna remember all the atrocity. We gonna know everything. The Lord said He's gonna put His anger in us. We gonna know everything. We gonna know all the shit. We ain't gonna just know this incarnation. Damn, my boss had me stay an extra 5 hours over my schedule. He let the Edomite go early, and he paid that nigga for his day. Nah, it ain't gonna be just this incarnation. It's gonna be all the reincarnations that we were in, all of them. Every time, all of it. You know, all that shit y'all got to pay for. That's what we're looking forward to, man. That's part of the retribution of the Lord. It's going to begin when Yahweh shall return and jacking the nations up. But there's more to it, right? So I want to jump down in this chapter actually. Let me see. Yep. Like just jump down to Isaiah 34 and 8. It says, "For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance. in the year of his recompense for the controversy of Zion. I want to see what that word controversy means. Look at that word controversy, because this is the Lord recompenses controversy for Zion, right? So the word controversy is Rayab. Rayab is Rayab, and it says strife, controversy, dispute, quarrel. The heathen nation, y'all got strife with the Lord. Y'all got a court. The Lord got a bone to pick with y'all for the shit y'all did to the nation of Israel. You see the controversy of Zion. Y'all had a quarrel with the nation of Israel. The Lord got a bone to pick with y'all, man. You see, it says adversary, man. Yep, please strife. See what else to say. Dang, can make it big. Oh, there we go. See if we get some else. Accuser. You see, the accuser of our brethren. So y'all niggas got a lot to pay for, man. And it even got the root word right here. But that looks like the same word. Rayab. Contend against. Y'all got a lot to pay for, man. A lot. The Lord ain't playing with you niggas, man. Y'all got a lot to play for. Did you have anything to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me turn you up.
Hold on.
I can't even hear you like that. All right, you go ahead.
So you done with what you was talking about? My bad. You done with what you were saying?
Yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead. If you got scripture, man, bring it out. I got some too. I just, So you got some, go ahead. Or you got a point, go ahead. You got it.
Well, I had Revelations 22 and 12. I don't think you brought that out.
Oh, actually, I brought it out in the beginning, but we bring
Oh,
it out
you
again.
did? Okay, well, never mind.
Nah, we bring it out again. The Lord wanted to bring it out again, man. That's how I see it, man. When the Lord, that's how I be seeing it, man. Through the past for you, how come shy? If a brother mentions it again, the Lord he want you to hear this again, because like I just said earlier, you heathens, we out here, we telling you your judgment. The Lord said, nigga, you got to hear this shit again. You got to hear this again, man. So I read it for y'all. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 22.
Hold on.
And behold, I come quickly.
Hold on.
My reward is with me to give every man according to his work shall be.
I wanted the ESV version.
Jake got a new transliteration, the ESV. I want to see what that say. I ain't never seen it in the ESV. All right, it's Revelation 22 and 12 in the ESV. It says, behold, I am coming soon, bringing recompense with me to repay each one for what he has done.
Yeah, I like that one because it says the recompense, which obviously means to repay. So he's basically, I mean, the Lord's gonna come back and repay everybody according to what they've been doing. Not just this, not just talking about the Jakes, right? The 2/3, but that's talking about these nations because all these nations are gonna be repaid for what they've done unto us, right? Because as you got earlier in that first Maccabees, how everybody has gotten a part in their spoil of Israel. So with that being said, everybody got going to get repaid for that. That's why we're going to have the heathen nations under us. But Esau, he's specifically going to get the worst because he did the worst to us. But that's all I really wanted to say on that.
Hey, like you're saying, that's in there limitations. Limitations 3. Limitation 3. That's what the Lord said. I got it in the ESV. Let's see what it say. Is it like the end of the? Is it like verse 14?
Wait, oh, my bad.
Is it Lamentations 3 and 14?
I'm looking.
It's hard to tell. It's in ESV. Let me see it.
No, it's not 3 and 14.
No, it's not 14. Or is it 2?
Yeah, I don't even think it's in the 3rd chapter.
Yeah, I think it's Lamentations 2, probably. I'm probably tripping. Lamb 2. Lamentations 2. Yeah, it got to be
Yeah.
this.
See, God's anger over Israel.
Let me see.
No, like, what did it say? Like, what was you looking for?
Oh, it pretty much goes into um the iniquity of Zion has been accomplished.
Oh, that's four. That's four.
Okay, limitation is four. Okay, I was thinking like, dang, I'm not tripping. Like it's four, and it's like the last couple words. Okay, this is
22. Yeah,
limitation.
22.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's the water. This is limitation 4:21. It says, hold on, let me see. Let me see. All right, we're gonna start 21. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, which is the Edomites, Esau, who was in rulership, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. No, and he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. And why is he doing that? Because Esau, Edom, as we read in Zechariah 1 and 15, First Maccabees 2, in Psalms 83, Esau's the chief of this master plan to make Israel not a remembrance. He's the chief of it. He's the chief of fucking with Israel.
Yeah.
They the two main characters of this movie. Esau and Jake. Esau is the main nigga that's been fucking with the nation of Israel, man. And when you go to history, you have it during the time of Egypt. When we left Egypt, he was fucking with us then. When we was leaving, because we had to pass through his land to get to the promised land, he was fucking with us then. And at
Mm-hmm.
that time, our iniquity had an end. At that time we were supposed to be going to the promised land, but Esau still fucking with us. And then going to the southern kingdom because eventually northern kingdom got taken over by the Assyrians, so they was through. But when the southern kingdom went through the Babylon, when Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, when he had sacked the temple, Esau was fucking there. He was happy. Esau was there. He was happy. You see, you read about that. Let me pull that real quick. Since I think it's 149. Nah, this other one. So Psalm 147. I think it's Psalm 147. Mm-hmm. Nah, I be getting them mixed up. This is flesh. So it's probably Psalm 139.
My bad. What you looking
So
for?
Psalm 137.
Mm-hmm.
Psalm 137. So I
Like
already pulled it right here. Let me see. Experience of captivity. Yep. Psalms 137. Yep. Psalms 137 and 7 says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in that day of Jerusalem who said, raise it, which means destroy it, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Get rid of us, right? And this was during the time of when what? They sacked the temple. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us.
mm.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dash thy little ones against a stone. This is that retribution. This is that recompense that the Lord is going to have happen unto you, heathen nations, beginning with Esau. Because you heathen nations going to get jacked up too, but Esau going to get it the worst. He's going to get it. His judgment is far more worse than y'all's because pursuant to the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, it says how out of the neighboring cities of Israel, Esau is the only neighboring city or nation that shall not have mercy from the Lord. So they're gonna be eventually wiped out. Same reason how Esau was in the mindset, destroyed to the foundation, completely get rid of us. Psalms 83, make Israel not a remembrance at all. The Lord's like, checkmate, nigga. You gonna be the one that's not gonna be remembered. Ain't nobody gonna remember Esau. The only reason they're gonna remember Esau is for one reason. That is the nation that came up against the Lord. And if you want to meet the same fate as them, do what they did. They're gonna be a memorial. That's why they're gonna be remembered. They're gonna be remembered for the fucking shit they did against the Lord and how the Lord punished their ass. That's why they're gonna be remembered. They ain't gonna be remembered for such a great people. The Edomites. No, they're gonna be like, dude, You know about it's gonna be like it's gonna be like a in today they call it like a folk tale. It's gonna be like a passed down uh a message. Do not be like Esau.
Mm,
Every heathen nation gonna understand that, man, because they don't want to meet that fate. They don't want to meet that fate. But that's part of the retribution. It's part of the Lord paying these niggas back, man. Because that's what I'm saying. Like it's a long stat sheet. Like it's long. Like it's not just when the Lord returns. I mean, in that Revelation 12, I mean 22 and 12. The Lord when He returns, that's gonna be the beginning of that retribution being paid back, pretty much. That's like the beginning of it, really. It's kind of really happening now to a degree in a sense with us waking up because he's being troubled right now. But really, he gonna really pay that nigga back. He's really gonna be getting repaid when the Lord return. Cause we return and gather the nations and smite their ass, then that ain't gonna be the end of it. That's just the beginning. Nigga, you got 1,000 years ago of slavery, getting jacked up, you know, us ruling with a rod of iron. You know, that's you got 1,000 years of that. And then after 1,000 years, then we'll send y'all to y'all land, you the rest of the heathens, because after 1,000 years Esau won't exist. We'll send the rest of the heathen to their lands, and y'all be subservient unto the nation of Israel. Y'all just be serving us. You know, we got our payback on y'all pretty much. That 1,000 years gonna be a sweet 1,000 years for the men of the Lord, you know, for the even for the 2/3, man. The 2/3 ain't left out. They just gonna come back to the loins of the little bit. They're not left out. They gonna remember. Nigga, you had me doing all types of shit.
mm,
Nigga mad as hell at Esau. Nigga, you had me doing it. You know,
yeah.
going in. Going in on Esau, man. So I got another one. If you ain't got one, good dog, I got another one.
Okay, you got it, bro.
Come on. Damn. It's Jeremiah 30 and 16. It says, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. You see, this is that retribution. This is that pay. This is the Lord paying you niggas back. The table
Mm,
gonna be flipped, and we gonna be the predators, and y'all gonna be the prey. You know, it's gonna be flipped. We not gonna be out here. Oh no, we ain't gonna be the prey no more. We gonna be the predators. We're
mm,
gonna be hunting you niggas down. We're gonna be dismantling you niggas, man.
yeah.
That's what that 1,000 years is, because that the Lord returning just the beginning, and that's gonna be horrific. That's the crazy part. When the Lord return, it's gonna be that's when the Lord gonna bring forth that second death. 200 million throwing niggas missile. He gonna smite Babylon the Great America, and he gonna gather you nations in Yahweh pot. He gonna bring his judgment out on y'all. You see, and that's just the beginning, and that's gonna be glorious in itself, just the beginning of it. But hey, nigga, you got a whole. Yeah, it's almost like when you be at work. You get to work, and you like, fuck, man, the day already starting off bad. I fucking gotta go to work. I gotta go to work, man. So you like, damn, this thing's gonna get worse. Well, that's how it's gonna be for the heathens. They're
Yep.
gonna get it's second death, and then y'all like, shit, you got 1,000 years, nigga. And it ain't gonna be like it is right now, how time going by fast. Nah, that 1,000 years gonna feel stretched the fuck out, man. That shit gonna feel long to you heathens. Cause when we in a new body, we ain't gonna be bound by time and none of that. So 1,000 years ain't shit to us. We outside of time, but for y'all, fuck 1,000 years. Y'all ain't even gonna have enough time to count down the days. That's how bad we gonna be jacking you up. You niggas gonna have time to count down the days. This is year 99. Nah, nigga. You gonna know when your time up. It's gonna be shown by us. But did you have a point, Godal?
Uh, kind of, because going into that 1,000 year period, that 1,000 years is us repaying you back right there. Like the brother
Yep.
said, man, it's just, Howard Shah coming back is just the beginning of it. But throughout the whole 1,000 years, that whole 1,000 years of messing you Esau up the most, of course, as well as you getting you heathens pretty much in order, right? Bowing y'all neck down under our law. Cause so in other words, the Lord's gonna repay back everybody. Everybody's getting repaid back, but Esau's getting worse. That's why scripture says how I roughly paraphrasing how the kingdom should narrowly look upon thee and say like this was the one to shake the kingdom because Esau's gonna be in such a low estate, just like he
Isaiah
had
14.
us, because we're looked at as such a low estate. We're looked at the base of all man that in our time they're gonna be like, bro, this dude's really the dude that was giving us a hard time. You're gonna see Esau with a little horn coming out, kind of bald head, all messed up looking, you know.
Hey, like you
So,
said,
yeah,
hey,
you got it, bro. Go ahead.
no, it's like my bad. You got it.
I was gonna say, yeah. So the Lord's gonna show us better than we can read about it, aka tell us. All right, and once that time come, man, hey, we're just gonna be like, call Allah, yeah, how about Shem Shah, man? Because bro, like the Lord's gonna get these people. Not only gonna get these Edomites, he's gonna eradicate them completely. All right, it goes there into the prophet. I think it's Wisdom of Solomon. I think how it goes to how he cut it off that long disease, man. Right, so Lord, bro,
Sorry, Tim.
okay, it was sorry, my bad. But yeah, he's the Lord gonna cut off that that disease, that cancer upon this earth, which is Esau, right? Because Esau like to blame everybody else for what's going on, like he's not running the shit, right? So the Lord's just gonna do away with this man altogether, and you heathen nations, y'all gonna have to get in order. And guess what? Y'all still gonna be going off. So we're still gonna have to be basically putting our foot up y'all asses, committing judgment. It's just 1,000 years is just gonna be the worst for y'all. That's it. But you got it.
That 1,000 years is gonna be that tab that you built up that we gotta jack you up for. That's what that 1,000 years appreciate. That's what it's gonna be. And even mentioning that, like you said it in that Isaiah 14, how they gonna nearly look upon Esau. Because when you think about it, all the Lord really finna do, he just finna put that nigga Esau back in the spot that he should have been in. He the basis of man. Esau the basis of man. That nigga ain't the top dog. He the base. He the basis. He's not just any ordinary heathen. He the lowest type of heathen. So I want to pull this real quick. This is Isaiah 47:6. It says, I will wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient thou hast heavily laid the yoke. Just a precept upon that Zechariah 1:15. Y'all niggas heavily laid the yoke. You think you just gonna run off into the sunset with doing that shit? No. You ain't just, oh yeah, we gonna heavily lay the yoke, but the Lord gonna forgive us. Nah, nigga. Lord, you niggas gotta repay for that shit, man. You heavily laid the yoke. All these particular things that you done did unto the nation of Israel, nigga, you gotta pay. Even you can see them heavily laying on the yoke right now. We want y'all to work to life expectancy. Damn. So no social security. So you want us to work until we die? You see? It's Ezekiel 25 and 14. It says, let me see if I need to start up. I'm gonna start at 14. It says, I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know that my vengeance said the Lord thy power. You see? So Lord, he gonna use us because like he mentioned, Yahweh Shai, boom, that's the beginning of the retribution. But you know what else? The Lord, what? He gonna put his anger in us. So in that 1,000 years, we're gonna be playing out the rest of the retribution, the rest of repaying y'all niggas for the shit y'all did. We're gonna have a checklist of all the shit y'all did. I'll read it again. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, beginning with the elect. The 2/3 gonna get a part in this stuff too, but it's gonna begin with the elect. Cause the 2/3, you niggas, y'all gonna get a taste. y'all gonna get a taste of Esau's start off judgment, man. Y'all gonna get a taste of second death because y'all want to be niggas. But the Lord had it set up like that, right? Keep going, and but don't get it twisted. When they die, or when they die and they come back through the loins of the elect, because we know all Israel's going to be saved at the end of the day. When they come back through the loins of the elect, they gonna play a part in this scripture right here, right? And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know that they shall know my vengeance, said the Lord the power. Right? So they gonna play it, they gonna get the 2/3 gonna get a piece, but it's gonna begin with the elect. Lord will be those men, and we gonna jack you heathens up, man. Especially that nigga Esau. That nigga Esau, you got a lot to fucking pay for a lot of shit. That's this scriptures got your name tatted on it. Eat them, nigga. You the one that really heavily laid the yoke, man. These heathen nations laid the yoke, but nigga, you laid that yoke heavy, working Jake to the wheels. You work Jake until the wheels fall off, and you still working Jake. Nigga old as hell, and he still got to go to fucking work to survive, and he can't even do majority of the stuff. He can't get a good paying job. He too old to really work. Here it is, you got people that be around their 70s, which today being 70 and all that, that's old as hell. 70s, 60s, and they still, yeah, I gotta go back to work because I ain't got my social security right now. Hey, dog, you got a point?
Nah, bro.
Okay. All
Nothing.
right. Well, that was it. So Lord willing, this was edifying to the power spirit of Yahweh Bashma Shai and feed you lamb sheep. Did you have any closing points or precepts, good dog?
Nah, bro. You got it.
All right, so Lord, this is edifying and feed you lamb sheep, man, as the title go, Retribution for Israel is coming. And we know this by via prophecy. We see the things happening on earth, and we know at the revealing of Yahweh Shai, Revelation 22 and 12. See? So Lord, this is edifying to the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashma Shai. I'm going to end it off saying, call law, Yahweh
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Hashem,
Yahweh
Yahweh.
Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. When they give our honors to the apostles, the elders, great millstone unto y'all, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.